Well, as the months and years go by, it seems that we are all getting more and more addicted to our phones, but also more and more, fortunately, we are starting to worry about it. Even the big tech companies themselves are getting on the digital well-being bandwagon. Apple and Google have both now released new tools to help users control their own time online. Well, here to explain these new screen time features a bit more now and to see if they're right for you and your family is digital parenting expert and consultant Elizabeth Milovidov. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Great to have you back on the show as always.
Great to be back.
Let's start with Apple's new feature. It just launched last month. It's called Screen Time.
Right. So iOS 12, it's not an app, so it's already on your phone. You have to go and upload to get it. And it has all sorts of neat little things to help us. So you can, as parents, you can block certain apps. Oh, there's a little thing coming up here. But I think it's important to know that it's for users. It was for users to help understand how they're using their screens. But parents can really get some great tips out of there too, because they can set up some family sharing on the devices, and it's just a nice little extra to help us.
And what exactly, is it complicated to figure out? Is it useful, do you think?
Yeah, I do think it's useful, but like with everything, all of these parental controls, your children can get around it. But first, like I said, it is useful. You can set up downtime. You can set up limits on the devices, on the apps that they see. You can set up content and privacy settings. So those things are definitely useful, but again, your children can get around them. 7-year-olds have been known to change just the timing on the restriction, and that's how they can get around it. So it's not going to replace parenting, but it is a nice little resource.
And important to be vigilant.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk a bit more about Google now. Now, Google a bit ahead of the game. They have a service that's called Family Link that launched last spring.
Right. But it took us a while to get it here in France. But Google Family Link is an app, so you have to go and download it. And it does pretty much the same thing. They also have recommendations from teachers on different types of apps that you can use. And really, I recommend to all the people who want to use these things, whether for themselves or for their children, just to go on their search engine and look at the safety center. Look at the information, Family Link for Google. It will tell you how to set it up. It will tell you what to do. All the resources are there. You just have to go get them.
And does it have a localization as well?
Yes, they all do. You can choose to turn these things on or off as what is appropriate for your own family.
It's always interesting because there's that fine line between wanting to know and stalking your child.
Yeah.
All right, now a lot of information out there. I know I as a parent feel it all is a bit overwhelming at times. I'm sure I'm probably not alone. Our viewers out there probably feel the same. Can you give us some tips on how to get a handle on screen time?
Sure. One of the things that I love is to think about how to help digital parents ACE it. And ACE it means awareness, conversation, and engagement. So for example, if I told you that on this wonderful little phone that I have, there is birth control for our young children. Yeah, see, you're looking at me, right? But you got to dig into your phone. Those things are all there. And so parents have to be aware of the trends and the issues. Conversation, they have to talk with their children. They have to ask them, how is your online day, your offline day? Speaking, because they can be on a bus and it won't be your child's locked down device that's the problem. It's the other child that's showing them things. So you need to speak with your children. And lastly, engagement. You have to be involved. Whether you like this tech stuff or not, it's not going away. You have to get in there. There are great projects around the world. Qatar is doing some fantastic things. Digital Society for Digital Parenting, Haiti as well. The Council of Europe, the resources are there. And if people don't know where to go to find them, to get engaged, to get involved, ask me. I would love to help.
So just to remind us, so ACE, I think we might have even what's what we call a DLS bringing it up, but if not, just remind us, what does the ACE
Awareness,
stand for?
Conversation, engagement.
Awareness. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So find out what's available, play on your phone, conversation, talk with your children, of course, and young people, and engagement. Whether you get the tech stuff or not, be a role model. But that's always the tricky thing. What's a tip to learn yourself, to get more information, to get better yourself?
Play with your own phone. Dig in there and find out what's there. Play with your children, whether they're playing Fortnite or Minecraft. I know that it's difficult, but play with them. Talk to them about what they're doing, what they like to do. You will be surprised.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming in to speak to us. Now, of course, if you have any more questions, anything you want to know about digital parenting, you can always check out the Digital Parenting Community on Facebook.
Thank you so much.
Elizabeth Milovidov, thanks so much for coming on the show.